Valley Talk.
Mother's a complete series on DVD. How I Met Your Mother weekdays at 8 on my 7.1. Central Valley Buzz with Chuck Leonard weekdays at 10 on my 7.1.
Oscar's secret is out,
He and the senator are gaying each other.
and Angela's out for blood.
Yes, and kneecapping could work.
I'm gonna do this. I might puke, but
Join us at the office.
Weeknights at 10 on my 7.1.
All right, welcome back to The Buzz, everybody. I'm your host, Chuck Leonard, and this is the noon hour giveaway, so this one's really special. Now, what are we going to give away, Billy? How about something to eat?
Yes, please.
How about this? You Disney freaks out there, I know you knew I was going to say this, but every time I go to Disneyland, the first thing I do, I run into the park and I find me some Dole Pineapple Whip frozen yogurt. It's delicious. The only place on earth that they sell it outside of the Disneyland is right here in Fresno at Chosen Yogurt. Shepherd and Chestnut Chosen Yogurt. You guys call in right now, 579-1360. We'll get you all set up. Now our next guest, Joe Ozier, Shea's Lounge. I got it right this time, Joe. How are you?
Hi, Chuck.
Nice
Thanks,
to have
man.
you
Nice
on.
to be here.
I want to tell you that we've been talking back and forth about getting you on the show, and then I'm over at Peeves Public House. I walk into their public market, and here is your book for sale.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It is cool. Is this your first book?
This is my first book. And speaking of Peeves, this Saturday from noon to 3, we're doing a buy a book, get a pint.
Oh.
So come on by, get one of my
it's
books.
a children's book, Joe.
That's right.
It's
Right.
Buy a book, get a pint. That sounds like a great
Yeah. And
promotion.
it's actually our second promotion. I did another one about a month or so ago, and it was a signing, and I sold a few of the books. And so this Saturday we're going to do it again, but we're going to try to get some adults in the room and come by and buy a book and get a pint and meet Peeve and me.
Right.
And I signed the book, and it's all good.
When did you tell me how you came about writing a children's book?
Well, I've actually I've been involved in writing about dogs for a long time. I've actually written 2 musicals about one dog.
You've written a musical about a dog?
Yeah, his name
How
is
come
Shea.
I've never heard of this?
The dog's name is Shep, and it's called Shep The Musical. And a couple of years back, I did that in Florida. I did it over about a 10-year period. But in 2011, I did a shorter version of that and made it a Christmas story for a Toys for Tots fundraiser that I did at the Warner's Theater. So I had to rewrite some of the songs and shorten them up, make it about an hour and 20 minutes. And that was called Shep's Christmas Wish.
Wait a minute, the musical was longer than an hour and 20 minutes to start?
Oh, the
It
first
took you
was
10
like 2
years to write
hours
it.
and
You were into
20
it.
I was. I actually wrote like 24 songs, and I had to pay a guy to cut some of the scenes and some of the songs because I couldn't do it myself. I was way too involved in it.
Is Shep the Musical going to make it to the stage?
Man, I hope so. I surely do. I surely hope so. But so that was like the beginning of my writing experience. I used to do haikus and poems and stuff. And I also write songs to work with the musicals. But this book was inspired by a dog that I adopted in Florida named Shea. I lived in Florida for 10 years, and I
What
was
part
doing
of Florida? That's going to make a big difference to me
Sarasota.
right now.
you know Sarasota?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, well, that's where I stayed.
But in the Everglades.
No, it's actually it's about 60 miles south of Tampa.
Okay, so the book about Shea is it a heartwarming book?
It's very heartwarming. It's a children's book, so the ages would be from like 3 to maybe 11 or 12, but it's a family book, and it's been written so that the kids could read it to their family, or the family could read it to their kids. But it's based on a true story about this dog that I adopted named Shea, and they told me at the adoption center that Shea was a runaway, and she might be, she might have issues, so that I had a month to return her if I didn't really,
If she didn't work out.
She didn't work out. And so the first day I had her, I had her, and we had a great time, and I left her in the backyard, which might have been a mistake, but she, when I went back to visit her, and the next morning she was gone, and so I went to drive around and look for her, and she ended up back at the shelter. One of the animal control officers picked her up, took her back, and I went back and got her again, and brought her home.
Did you have to adopt her again?
No, but she. So I found out where she got through. She got through a hole in the fence, and so I fixed the hole in the fence and found others, and then I figured that was good, and so I left her out again the next night, and she dug under the fence. So she was an escape artist, and she really had this, I gotta go, I gotta move, there's something over there I need to go and do, and so she felt that she needed to just keep moving. And so after several escapes and recaptures, she ended up coming back, which I thought was the most amazing thing, because I had gone looking for her, I couldn't find her, I was depressed, I felt like I lost my dog, and I came home, and there was Shea sitting on my lounge chair in the backyard waiting for me. And at that point, she never left again, and so I figured there might have been something that happened to her, or she had some epiphany that, hey, you know what, I remember the guy that took care of me, and he loved me, and he had food for me, and I'm gonna go back to that. And that's what basically the story is that Shea
It's
makes
a love story.
decision. It's a love story
Yeah,
about a dog who
that's what it
decides that
is.
she wants to be domesticated, because she really wasn't domesticated. She was a wild thing.
You're a little gypsy, wasn't she?
She was a little gypsy.
So
yeah.
you write the book, and how's the response on it so far?
Well, I've actually, it's been out about 6 weeks officially, and locally I've sold about 150 books already.
Nice.
I've had book signings at Whitey's Pets. The last 2 weekends I've sold like 20 books a weekend there, and I've signed books for you. So if you like a book and you'd like me to sign it, come by those events. I post them on my Facebook page at Way of a Dog and my Joe Ozier page. And I had an event at Peeves. I have another one at Peeves. I did a book signing at All Things Fresno and sold about 11 or 12 books there.
Great.
And, I mean, it's been really fun. I have the Peeves event coming up on Saturday.
Buy a book, get a pint?
Buy a book, get a pint.
All right.
And then on October 4th, I'm going to be doing a reading at Barnes & Noble from 11 to about 11:30 or so. And that's going to be a fun event.
Cool.
So bring your kids out and your family, and I'm going to set up a little monitor. I'm going to read my story and show the panels from the story, and then afterwards I'll be signing books, so come on by.
Awesome. Now, you brought a download with you of Shea's
did.
Lounge
I
that you
did.
wanted to give away to a lucky viewer out
It's
there.
right here.
So
Free
call
download.
579-1360 right now, and you can get a download of Shea's Lounge, written by local author Joe Ozier.
That's
Thanks,
me.
buddy. Thanks a lot for coming
Thanks,
on. It was
Chuck.
great,
I really
great to finally
appreciate it.
meet you. Now, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back on The Buzz. Stick around.
Bye.